Okay, grade 12s. I did a bigger discussion on this in the video that's currently on my homepage, where I talk in depth about paper 1 and paper 2 and what you can expect. But I'm going to remind you, because paper 1 is the first one up for you. It's going to be a civil paper, 200 marks, 3 hours. All drawings in this paper is going to be first angle orthographic projection. Question 1 will be civil analytical, with approximately 30 marks able for you to gather. You shouldn't be spending more than 20 minutes on that civil analytical. So please, whether you have a stopwatch or whatever, make sure you set the time at 20 minutes. Go on to the next question. Question 2, and this is key. It's a solid geometry or interpenetration development, or it can be a solid geometry and interpenetration development. Okay? So it can either be a solid or interpenetration, or it can be both of them. So you can't go into this exam thinking I can aim for one and miss the other one, because I'm thinking they're probably going to give both of them. The reason for that is it gives learners a better opportunity to excel, because they're testing two concepts here. So you have to prepare for both of them. In total, it's 40 marks and 35 minutes for that paper. Okay. Then you're going to definitely have a 2-point perspective. I recently made a video on that to show you the hacks, but we'll try and do that also before we write exams. And then the last one will be the civil drawing that we discussed yesterday, with the floor plan, the elevation, and the sectional elevation. Guaranteed 90 marks, gives you a total of 200. You've got 3 hours for that paper. Okay, so we're going to zoom in here on solid geometry in this lesson, and I've prepared the video of the drawing from 2020, November exam, final exam. A few years back, this was what was asked in the solid geometry. So if we can do this one, I think you're going to have confidence going into your final exam. So to start ourselves off, we've got a blank page, but we have a question that was given to us, and I'd like to read it with you. Okay. Given, remember this is first or third angle orthographic projection? First angle, right? It's paper 1. All right. So they've given us two views, a top view and a front view, that you should be able to know for yourself. Boansig, vooransig. Of what? A right regular hexagonal pyramid. You can see here it's upside down. It's standing on the sharp end of this pyramid. So it's upside down in the front view. And a right square pyramid. Now look at this pyramid. This looks very funny. If I look at it from the front, I'm seeing the top of that pyramid. So if I look at it from the top here, which is this view, this surface here, that triangle, is that surface. Does that make sense to you? Okay, I'll just highlight that for you. This surface here is in fact that surface in the front view. Okay. So I think a lot of learners already here fall flat by just not being able to determine which views are which. Front view, top view. And this part is in fact that surface there. If I then look at it from the top, that's why if I look from the top, I see hidden detail here on my hexagon, because it's also upside down. If I would look at it from this front, this is the top here, but if I look from the front, it's this that I'll see here. Are you happy with that? You guys are all with me. All right. The specification, that the two solids do not touch, so there's a slight gap in there. Both solids are cut by a cutting plane S. There goes the cutting plane. And they asked us to draw to scale 1 to 1 the following views. We have to draw this given front view. Then we have to draw a sectional top view and a sectional right view. Now here you also have to remember first angle orthographic projection. If I have my front view here and my top view here, top view, writing front twice. If I have my front view here, my top view here, my 45, then that's going to be my right view. Happy? Okay, so on my placement on this page, I'm going to have front, top, and right view here on the side. Okay, and then they want us to draw the true shape of the cut surface of the hexagonal pyramid. Planning is essential. Show all construction, show all in detail. Now for this, we only have 35 minutes, and we should be able to finish this one together with each other. So your XY, that's going to be roughly around about the center of this page. But where would we start this drawing? How would we start this?
By drawing the
Okay, so if we look at what is given, sorry, okay, they're given us this length, that's 50. Do we know what this length is? Where do I see this length of this space? Help me out. There, in this front view, I can see each side is 45, 45, 45, 45. Okay, so I'll be able to draw this. My hexagon, it's at 45 degrees. We know how to draw a hexagon. And then the fact here is it does not touch. So I think what I would do is I would draw this hexagon first to get my front view, and then I need that place where in the view that I'm looking at it looks like that corner is touching, because that's my reference then for this 45 square, and I can project that down to get those two, and from the center I can get that 50. So I would do the hexagon, the top view first, and then draw this front view to get this point. From that point, 45. Any other advice here? Anybody else? Have we got another plan? Would you have done that same? I think so. All right, let's zoom out a little bit and let's get drawing. So in the middle of this page, we're just going to start off with our hexagon. Roughly here in the middle, let's say, I'll just do a rough 45. This corner, okay, that's at 45 degrees. Okay, and that distance there is 45. Scale 1 to 1. 45. Okay, this is going to be a sectional top view, so I'm not going to draw this just in construction. Okay. Now you can do well with using your actual compass. We're going to set it at 45 millimeters, 45 millimeter. Okay, and if I determine now from this point a center, and I then draw a circle. Okay, now to keep that radius grade 12s, I'm going to be able to get the sides of my hexagon. How to hack a hexagon. Okay, and those two will meet up again. So now I can draw in construction. If you guys in class are with me, this is just in construction because we're going to section this in a moment. Hierso? Ja, ek moet net my X say. I still have to have space here for my triangle. I think I'll be alright. If not, I'll apologize afterwards. Okay, so we're just doing hidden detail here. So in your planning, it was important to understand the layout, something like this, right? And then you have an empty space page for you to start with. So that's my front view, top view, sorry. So directly above that, and it's 70 up here. Measure that 30. Goes across as a construction line. And all I want is just to have all of these points indicated there. We're just redrawing that which is given. The bottom is going to be here, and now I can draw this nice and dark. This is not going to be sectioned, it's a full front view. And I want to really urge you, you are only going to be able to complete these kind of drawings under pressure in exam. How? How are you going to be able to complete this in the exam? With confidence. And where are you going to get your confidence? By drawing. Okay? Yeah?
It says there's supposed to be a 50mm gap between the X1 and the top view.
Thank you for showing me that. Yeah, that's right. There's a 15 millimeter gap that I missed, right? Shucks. Okay, well, thank you. I wish you're on my shoulder when I draw come the exams, Mr. Tom. All right, so, okay. I think if I was cramped for time, I probably would have just said, I'll take the punch on that one. But I want to be sure I set a good example here. So if you do have time and you see a mistake like that, maybe it's good to try and rectify it. If you, of course, are under pressure and you feel you don't have the necessary time, don't try and change it. I think we'll be able to fit it in now, but thank you for picking that up. Okay, so there goes my confidence on this one. All right, so we're going to rectify that quite quickly. All right. And this front here, we're just drawing according to what was given to us, so we shouldn't be too concerned. We have all the information we need. Yeah, there's another one. Okay, so there goes our XY. Yeah, so that's good, Tom, and that's why also leave the XY for later in the drawing if you can, right? Okay, now we've got a height here of 45. So just do a perpendicular height at 45 and then draw the top of that pyramid, and then you have to measure another 45 here, and that's going to help you get this square drawn. Okay, so we almost got, if you look at your assessment criteria at the bottom, we already have at least 7 to 10 marks just by drawing what was given. Then the last part, this is at 30 degrees, and there's a distance of 10 millimeters here, so 10 millimeters. So a cutting plane 30 degrees, and there it goes. Let's see if I use a different color. Right, and then that is SS. Okay, now that can help me to draw my top view. So project that down to this point, down to that point, and the height here is 50. And this is again in construction. Okay, and there I've got confirmation of the little space here. And the space. Okay, now I've taught you guys all the way up to now to number, and I'm going to stick to that as a great idea. So we'll call this bottom here a 0, and now we have to number. So let's start on the outside. This corner is 1, 2, this corner is 3, 4, 5, and 6. If I project that numbering to the top, then this is 1. At the back here is 2. Don't get confused, not that one. We're going to go clockwise. So 1, 2. In this one here is 3. That's 4. On the front here is 5. And here is 6. Happy with that? Okay. Make sure you can all see that. Happy with that? Okay. And then at the bottom is 0. And so if we just do our hexagon, if we start cutting, there it goes, cuts through here, chip. There I cut between which lines? 1 and 6, right? So I project that down with confidence to 1 and 6. There's 1 and 6, and I make a clear dot. Then I continue cutting. Cut, chip. There it cuts between 0 and 6, right? So bring that down. There's 0 and 6. There it is. Another clear dot. Continue cutting, chip. There it cuts another line between 2 and 0. Keep that. Just with confidence, draw that down. There's 0 and 2 because I've numbered correctly. And I continue cutting, chip. There it cuts between 0 and 5. Yes or no? Sorry, there's a message on my phone. Now you see, I just lost 180 Rand there on a debit order. Okay, there we go. So 0 and 5, then 0 and 3, there it is. Okay, are you keeping up? And 0 and 4. Okay, once I have those dots, what I do? Desmond, what I do? If I have these dots with confidence, I join them. Don't ask questions. I don't look around. I don't have any uncertainty. I join them. Once I've joined them, what do? Volgende stap, sodra ek hom gebind het. Kom mense, did you do this too long ago? Yes, with confidence. I'm going to hatch it 45 degrees. Soup, and not too close to each other because I don't want to waste my time hatching. Just an even spacing all the way through. That's the important one. They're going to measure, or not measure, but check whether this spacing is consistent. If it's consistent, you're getting your marks. Inconsistent spacing, you're losing marks on hatching. So please make sure that this spacing is consistent, not too close to each other. Then I ask myself, if I look from the top, okay, will I still see 2? Corner number 2. Will I still see 3? Will I still see 5? No, because everything on the side of my eyes from this cutting plane has taken away. This is all gone. But look here, point number 1. Will I still see point number 1? Yes, because the cut is on the other side. So I have to there's one. This one is still available. So that part's still visible. And then, did I miss a corner here? Right, let me see. 1, 2. At the back I missed the 1 to 2. Oh, 1 to 2. There's a corner that I missed. So this one here. Yeah, the confidence caught me, huh? Okay. I'm going to be with you now. So that one. There's the one. Right. Where does this second point? Because I already had that point. That was between 1 to 6. But I forgot that there's a 1 to 2 also running there. Ne? There's the other one that I forgot. So there's a line running here. And a line running here. Okay. So that's all right. I realized that. 45 degrees, just have to fix that part, fix that part, fix that part. How many of you got to thus far? Hoeveel van julle is al tot hier en het dit agtergekom? Niemand nie. Okay, so I'll highlight you again. This part here, this corner here, alright, is just that corner that I see in the front view. And there's a 1 to 6 here, which is on the front, which we brought down between 1 to 6. But there's also at the back a 1 to 2 that I forgot about. So that's this other corner. And so then that's the only difference there. Okay. All of the rest is below this. So I'm just going to leave that. I've already done the hidden detail in construction, and that's sufficient. All right. Let's do the pyramid, the square pyramid. So we've got this one. Call that 0. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if I look here, that's 0. And that's 1 on top, that's 2 on top, 3 is directly below it, and 4 is directly below it. So here it cuts 1 to 4. So bring that down on that corner. Then continuous cutting, chip, there it cuts 0 to 4. Okay, bring that down, where's my 0 to 4? There it is. Continue cutting, chip, there it cuts 0 to 3. Bring that down. And then the last one here on the corner, 2 to 3. All right. So I join all of them. Okay, and I hatch it. Now the hatching, does it have to be the same direction? Yes or no? No, it's a different solid. It's a separate solid. They're not touching one another, so my angle of hatching must change. Okay? My hoek van arsering moet verander, want dit is 'n ander voorwerp. Kan nie die arsering dieselfde. Okay, and then if I look from the top, 1 has fallen away, 2 has fallen away, 0 has fallen away, so there's no way that I can draw this in dark. That's it. Okay. Alright, that is the front view and the top view, section top view. Then they ask for a sectional right view. So we're going to have a 45 here. Okay, it's X1, Y1. And we have a 45. Alright, and we're going to draw a right view here that is in construction before we cut it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 goes across. We're going to have this go across. 0 and 0 is already there. Then we're going to take where 2 meets 2, dot, number 2. Where 3, which is on the hexagon, 3 meets 3, dot. Where 4, just with confidence, 4 meets 4, 5, can you still see here, 5, it's 5, 6. Important that you do not project the section across, you're just projecting the original objects with the solids without it being section 1. Alright, and then our 0. Okay, and we're going to draw them in. If I look from the right hand side here, before I'm going to see 3, I'm going to see 2 till 0, construction line. I'm going to see the 3 to 0, construction. I'm going to see 4 to 0. I'm going to see 5. And at the back, the 1 to 0 is going to be hidden detail. So draw it in construction, hidden detail. Okay? I'm going to not see this 0, 6 hidden detail as well. Yes or no? Okay, that is the non-section yet, but the right view. With our pyramid, we're doing the same. So where 1 and 1 meets, dot. Where 2 and 2 meets, same dot. Where 3 and 3 meets, dot. Where 4 and 4 meets, same dot. And where 0 meets 0.
Meneer, men wys nie hier in detail op 'n snit nie.
Kyk, jy doen dit. Maar omdat ek dit al klaar gedoen het in my konstruksie, gaan hulle my punte gee. That's why I do because the hidden detail, when I draw it in construction, it helps me to actually get the understanding right, plus I've already done it. I don't have to redo it afterwards.
So dit hoef nie donker te wees nie.
If you have time, go back and, so he's just asking on the hidden detail, of course, if you have time, go back and do it, but it's already done, so nobody's going to lose a mark here. And then in construction, we're just completing the right view. Okay, and now I do the same thing. If I look from the right and I start cutting through it, chip, at this point it cuts through 1 and 6. Okay, let's not make the same mistake than I did before. All right, 1 and 6 is at this point, and it's also 1 and 2. Ne? So if I bring across, okay, I know it's somewhere in that line, so I have to understand where on that line I have to bring it down. There is the one between 1 and 6, up and up. Okay, there's my first dot between 1 and 6. Make it nice and clear so it stands out. Between 1 and 2 at the back, there it is. Bring it down, 45 degrees, and up. Between 1 and 2, make a clear dot so it stands out. Then we can continue cutting chip 0, 6. Now I should be able to just project that across 0 and 6. There it is, clear dot. 0 and 2, bring it across, clear dot. Continue cutting, chip 0 and 5, bring that across, clear dot. Chip 0 and 3, cross, clear dot. 0 and 4 is the last one. Clear dot. Moment I have that, I join them. What do I do after I've joined them? I hatch them. Okay, so we're at 26 minutes, so we're still within our 35 minutes, and we've made some mistakes here. But you see, there's no time to be hesitant. You can't be uncertain, and that's why I keep saying draw, draw, draw as much as you can for you to be able to draw these under the pressure of final exams. You need to draw a lot leading up to finals. Can I just watch YouTube? No. Okay. So if I look from the right, from 4 to 0, that's a solid line. I can draw. Now I've done my hidden detail actually before, you see. So I can actually go and just draw, because from the right hand side, this is still going to be all visible. There's hidden detail. It's already done. I can redo it over if I want to. And here also, but it's already there for me. Oh, I forgot about my pyramid that's in my view here. So I'm just going to take some of this out. Right, let's quickly do our pyramid. Same steps. If I look from the right hand side, it cuts through 0, 1 there. So I bring 1 and 4, bring that across. There's 1 and 4. Then it continues cutting, chip 0 and 4. So bring that across. Where's my 0 and 4? There it is. Continue cutting 0 and 3. So I think you are seeing here that we have just the same steps over and over. There's nothing funny about this, 0 and 5. Okay? Again, if I have my 4 points, I join them. It's the same steps that I've taught you guys in class. Will I still see this 3? If I look here, this part, if I look from the right hand side, that remains. All of this has fallen away. So this part here is in fact that green part. You see that? So make sure you draw that part in nice and dark. Okay? And then hatching. Again, change of direction here. Any questions as we go on to the last part of this question? Enige vrae, iemand wat 'n stap wil herhaal? You're right. Yes.
Die driehoek al by die top hier, wanneer ons
Hierdie een. Om hierdie een te kry. Ek gaan nou vir jou weer herhaal. So ek wil net gou kyk om hierdie een te kry. I'm looking from the right hand side. It cuts 4, 1 there, bring it across. There's my 1, 4, make a dot. Cut 0, 4, bring it across to 0, 4, make a dot. Cut 0, 3, and at the end there cuts 2, 3. That's where those 4 dots come from. This point remains. All of this has been fallen away, so I'm going to have to draw this nice and dark. Okay, yeah.
The middle line doesn't matter how far away it is from anything, is it?
This XY.
Yeah.
No, you just have to keep space for yourself. Okay, so you asked about this one. So you understand that if I look from the top, I draw my pyramid like they've given it to me. There it is in construction. Yeah. All right. And then I start cutting, chip. There I cut 1, 4. It's on the corner of this pyramid. So if I bring that down, there's only that corner, make a dot. Then I continue cutting, chip. There it cuts 0, 4. So I bring it down because I've numbered 0, 4 already. Where it crosses that line, 0, 4 is this line. Make a dot. Continue cutting, chip 0, 3. Bring that down. Where's 0, 3? There it is. So if I've numbered this, people, and there it cuts out the corner 2 and 3. If I've numbered this, I'm not stressed. Once I have my 4 dots, it cuts once, twice, 3, 4 corners. So if I have 4 here, I'm sorted. That's what I make my mistake here. it's actually cutting here and initially 1 to 6, that's one cut. It's cutting 1 to 2, that's second cut. Then it's cutting here 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I need to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dots also in my cut. You can double check yourself with that. All right. Then the last thing is my true shape of the cut surface of the hexagonal pyramid. Okay. They want the true shape of this surface. To get a true shape, what do I have to do? I have to look at it at a 90-degree angle. And to get that done, people, I have to take my 45-degree and I'm going to slide it, put it parallel on that 45-degree angle, put it parallel to my cut plane, slide it down, right, to where I have a space here somewhere, right. Let me see if I can do it a little bit further. So slide that on my 45. Let me show you here. I'm sliding it to where I'm outside of this drawing. Whoops. We use a longer ruler. Right. That's going to be helpful. There's my 45. Okay. I'm going to slide it out with my 45-degree triangle to the outside. I draw my XY, keep this hand, and all I do is I flip my 45. Now I know this is at 90 degrees. And so now I can project out construction line out of each one of these corners. Construction line, and there's going to be 2 that comes out. Okay, so I hope you are keeping up with me. I'm just going to make this a little bit darker or longer. There's a lot of lines now, but you're not going to need to be, don't get confused. Okay? And this is now x2, y2. So I repeat myself again. To get a true shape, we need to look at it from a 90-degree angle. Okay? Om 'n ware vorm te kry, moet ek 90 grade kyk op daai snit. Ja of nee? To do that, take your 45 degrees, set it against it, slide it, get your XY, and then flip this to get a line perpendicularly out of each one of those corners. So this must be 90 degrees, this corner here, 90 degrees for each one of them, okay? And now all I do is, if I need to get the measurements here, where do I get it? Waar kry ek my mates hier? 2 XY's back, thank you very much. So we can start with the first one. I have to jump over this XY, so that's once, and then, so from this XY I go to the front view, and now I go to the top view. So all I do is I take this distance here, that's in line with this line, I follow that line up and down, make a dot with confidence. On that same line, there's a second one, do you see that? Follow it up again, down, make a second dot. Now we can do the next one. There's 0, 6, down, follow it up, down. Now if you come into the final exam and you haven't drawn this a couple of times and you don't know where do I get the measurements, 2 XY's back, then you are going to struggle. That one is the wrong one. I actually missed this line. Can you guys still see on screen? Just following the same steps here. And so here I will again have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now I can go and just join them with confidence. This is my true shape of that cut surface. If they ask a question like this, they won't ask a interpenetration and development, because this is a comprehensive question. It's the full possible marks that you can be awarded in this question. So I'm thinking, yeah, I'm unsure if they will ask a question like this. All right, and so you can do your hatching here. Okay, not too close, you're saving time for yourself. Right, we look at the memo for a quick verification that we did everything right. Okay, let's zoom ourselves out. We're at 36 minutes, so I would have finished this drawing. All right, let's have a look here. There's the front view given. All right, look at where you get your marks from. So each one of these lines are counting marks. Your cutting plane, that's a full mark. So that one we got right. Then our top view here, sectional top view, that looks exactly like it does here in the question. All right, and then my sectional right view looks similar. And our, okay, here's a bit of a difference. Oh, sorry, I'm just turning it a little. Yeah, it's fine. So you can see both of them are the same. All right, that was an overview of a solid geometry question. You can possibly expect one of these, but you should also be prepared to do an interpenetration and development. Thank you so much for watching. Please keep drawing. Now it's your turn.